money to become lawyers and become public interveners and get involved in this. And since we are being asked to make the sacrifice, people's properties, people's governments, people's tax bases, and I would even argue much more so, the energy policies that come about as a consequence of this. And that is something each of us can digest and think about. I happen to feel it's really profound. If we look at this moment, I mean to summarize here, this is a little bit of a technical chart here, if I can see it. This is the demand for electricity over a long period of time, going from 1950 to where we are today, 2010. This chart was made by the U.S. Department of Energy based on information provided by utility companies in the United States. Okay? So what it says is that we were buying toasters and washing machines at a fast rate for many, many years, and that began to slow down. And it slowed down so much with energy efficiency and the cost of electricity. We now think about leaving that light on, right? Because it's expensive. The cost of electricity, the efficiency of equipment that we have, and our good habits, we have now slowed this growth down to where our own government, using the best statistics possible, has projected that our use of electricity in the United States, and this is the national average in Wisconsin's charts I can show you are very comparable, that our electricity growth will only be 1% per year on average for the next 25 years. So when a company says, we need to expand the system, this makes it pretty graphic. When we have a low voltage reliable system and we need to expand our system, right, there needs to be a good dialogue with those planners about what models of growth they have in mind. I just went through some of those with Dale at the ATC thing, and I can tell you they are not the figures that I would like to see that are consistent with this, but we can have that dialogue. So the bottom line on it here is that energy planning at this point in time, right now, Badger Coulee, Sarah said on the radio last week, this is interesting, Badger Coulee will cost 75 cents per month if you had it's called a $1 if you were spending $100 on your electric bill. So once that project is, by the way, once that project is funded to be built, not after it's constructed and the electricity is in, once after it's funded to be built and financing, big deal there. But once it's financed, we start paying for it, and that's $1 a month. Okay, not a big deal, but what she's not saying is, one, we're also spending in the state of Wisconsin $1 a month on efficiency. $1 a month on efficiency. We have 1% growth in electricity. Do you think maybe you could figure out a way to cut back 1% of your electricity use? Okay? And at the same time, we're also paying for all of the transmission lines that were built in northern Wisconsin prior to 2008 on that bill, so that the transmission cost would be closer to $10. So right now, at this state of our economics in terms of this kind of investment, we are spending $10 or 10% of our money on transmission fees for paying for the lines that we've already built, and $1 on efficiency.
And Rob, I might add that in theory, we've been told that the cost of electricity will go down because we'll have access to cheaper sources of energy. I can say with certainty that the electric bills in northern Wisconsin have gone up every year since that transmission line was proposed. So there's been no cost benefit.
Yes.
What do you do? How do you answer